Hey, I wanted to share a thought that I had today about business partnerships. I was having a conversation with a young person I mentor, and we were talking about forming partnerships with other people. And she was about to start a partnership with her friend. And I said, you know what, this conversation is one I should probably share online because there are a lot of other people out here that are looking to form business partnerships. So I'm going to share this thought with you. It's going to be quick, but I hope that it helps you. It will probably change your life. So listen up, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and economics all day long, every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. And we do that under the B1 flag. B1 means that you are black first. That doesn't mean it means you don't have to be black to be here. You ain't got to be black to be here. We don't hate anybody. But you got to put the black community at the top of your priority list. That's the reason why we haven't got reparations, is because we're trying to save everybody else, but not save ourselves. B1 also means that we believe black people can be number one when it comes to wealth building and investing within the next 50 years. B1 also means that we must be one to be successful. That means like stop all the fighting, stop all the niggerosity, stop all the backward thinking, and we got to come together and do something special as a team. So Willie Baker, John Bracy, Nola Darling, how are you? Shantae Roxanne, nice to see you. Jeffrey Walker, let me see, Money Talk TV, Money Talk Show TV. B1 Georgia, John Hunter III, Sweetney. Good to see you. Atlanta's Black Wall Street. I see you in there, brother. I always see you in there. So good to see you today. All right, so here's my thought. I want to share this quick thought with you guys, and I think it'll help some of you that are thinking about forming business partnerships with other people. I was talking to a young lady that I mentor, and she was talking about this project that she was trying to do with a friend of hers, right? And I think they're trying to start a podcast together or something like that. Now, y'all know I know a little bit, just a little bit about content creation. I've probably done at least 10,000 YouTube videos in the last decade. And I think combined across all the channels, we have about 1 million subscribers. So I've done a lot of content. I've done a lot of partnerships. Some of these partnerships have gone extremely well. Some of them have blown up in my face, and you've seen some of them blow up. Like you've seen people that get on the internet and say, "I hate you, Boyce. Boyce is a terrible person." Well, that's usually because the partnership didn't work out. And, I just said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and they got mad, right? And that's what it is, right? People, you don't give people what they want. They're gonna call you a devil or whatever. I don't give a shit. But here's the point. Here's why I brought this up. I brought this up because I was talking to the young lady about this podcast she wanted to start with a friend of hers, and she said my friend is kind of dragging her feet, and my friend is not, getting anything done, and I need her to do this and this and this before we can get started. And I said, okay, so there's an old saying that says when people show you who they are, you got to believe them. And I said, so what she's doing is she's showing you what it's going to be like to be her partner. It doesn't mean she's a bad person. It just means that you work at different speeds. You're a hustler. You are ready to go. You are trying to get it in. You're trying to get it done. You're trying to make this thing pop. And she probably wants it to pop, but isn't necessarily as willing to put forth the same amount of effort as you. It's a lot like dating somebody where you love the hell out of them and they don't like you that much. Before I married my wife, my first check was to watch through her behavior. Do you love me as much as I love you? Because if I love you more than you love me, then I don't know if I want to do this. I'm not gonna sign up for this marriage if I think you kind of like me and I love the hell out of you. That's not gonna work. That's not fair to me. So a lot of times, starting a business with somebody is kind of the same way. You both fall in love with the same dream, right? You're sharing this dream, like having a baby together. And sometimes you run into situations where the other person's not a bad person, but you're not equally yoked. Maybe you're battle tested and you know what it really takes to really get things done. They know how to talk about what they're going to do, but not actually do it. Or maybe you are ready to put in 60 hours a week of work. They're only ready to put in 2 hours a week of work, right? And all these things become very frustrating, especially when you agreed in advance to have a 50-50 partnership and 50-50 ownership. And so the reason you want to be careful about situations like this is because if you create something, and let's say you become the business equivalent of a single parent, right? You become the business equivalent of a single parent in the sense that you're the one raising the baby. You're the one who's feeding the baby because the other parent is out doing only God knows what, maybe getting other people pregnant. You got that. The same way you got baby mamas in life, you got baby mamas and baby daddies in business. You got people that are holding the business together because their partner isn't doing their part, right? Well, the problem is, just like in life, think about this, right? You don't raise the baby, you don't fed the baby, you don't took care of the baby. You went to took the baby to the hospital when it got sick, spent your last dollar on the baby, but then the baby grows up, and let's say the baby grows up and does something amazing. Let's say the baby makes it to the NBA, and you're at the NBA draft, and the baby's about to get, that $100 million contract, and then the other parent shows up, and they're sitting next to you, and they're like, "We did it. We raised a great son." Right? And you're kind of pissed. You're like, we didn't raise nothing. I raised the son. Like, what are you talking about? Right? Well, at the same time, though, when you made the baby with that person, you did give them a certain number of parental rights that can't really ever be revoked. Right? And so sometimes you feel cheated when that occurs. At least I would. I'd be mad as hell. Right? Well, business is like that too. I've seen people start businesses together, agree to do things on a 50-50 split. One person is all in 100%, going hard, giving all their free time to do it, putting in all their money. The other person is giving about 10%. They're giving nothing, a whole lot of nothing. They got other things to do. They got to work a full-time job. They got better things to do with their money. They don't really have that much passion for the business. But the thing is, so that parent, that partner who's working and building the company, what can happen is that business can end up doing well, right? Because that one person is giving it all their attention. They're forming all the connections. They're making it go. Well, guess what? That person that you came up with the idea with can step back in and say, "This is my baby too. I own half of this too." And that's going. And if there's ever anything that make you want to go whoop somebody's ass, it would be something like that. Some of you may have experienced that, or you've seen it happen. It's a terrible, terrible feeling. So, what is my thought for today? What is the advice I'm sharing with you? If you want to call it advice, just take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. It's okay either way. Um, Before you make a commitment to tie yourself to somebody else in business, make sure you are equally yoked. Make sure that whatever amount of energy you putting in, they're going to come close to matching it. The amount of time you put in, they match that time. The amount of money you putting in, they're matching that money. The expertise you're bringing in, they're bringing something equivalent, right? Be real clear about who's bringing what, because I've seen people literally come up with business ideas and agree to go 50-50, all because they sat down and had a conversation. And then one person has all the expertise and is doing all the work. The other person don't know nothing. They just were sitting at the table when you came up with the idea, but yet they're claiming 50% ownership of something that they did not put 50% of the effort into to create. So be thoughtful about who you're going to business with. With this young lady, I told her, I said, the fact that your friend is not moving forward doesn't mean she's a bad person. It just means she might be more of a talker than a doer. I said, now what you got to understand is there's a difference between people that become successful and people that don't. There's a difference between people that become millionaires and people that don't. I am a successful man. I'm a millionaire. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I don't talk about it much, but it's true. And one thing I've noticed is that everybody talks about doing that stuff. Everybody says it, right? Everybody says, "Oh yeah, I want to be successful. Oh yeah, I want to win. Yeah, I want to blah blah blah." But it's only about 1% typically of the people that say it and then really do it, like really go hard in the paint, all 100% nonstop, and really are willing to pay the price in order to get there. And if you find somebody like that, maybe through their track record, like you've seen them do it somewhere else, or they've accomplished other things, that's proof of concept. So I would look for proof of concept, and if you're not sure, if you don't have that, then maybe you just work with them for a while on a non-committal basis. It's like dating somebody before you marry them, right? Maybe you hang out with them and you work with them for a while, and you say, okay, well, let's just do a couple projects together, and then you'll get a chance to see what you're signing up for. But don't sign up for it too soon. And if you have this great, brilliant idea and you're ready to do it all, you could do a lot of the work on your own. Like maybe you don't necessarily make that a joint project. Like I told the young lady, I said, maybe what you can do without offending this person is do the joint thing with this other person, but always have your own stuff too. That way, if you decide you want to just go without her, like it was about content creation. So I said, look, you should have your own platform anyway. Like Vicky Dillard works with me, but Vicky has her own platform. She has her own Instagram, her own YouTube, her own Facebook, her own everything. And I encourage that, right? And I have my own stuff. But we also see the value of working together, right? So you can work together with other people without having to totally commit all your energy and all your resources to that one thing. Because what also I've seen is if somebody is under the impression that you're gonna do all your content with them on the same platform, then they're gonna get offended or even jealous if they see you doing something else with other people. So you have to make it real clear from the beginning, like, look, this is not a committed relationship, right? And I think that the relationship analogy fits perfectly with business, because business is a relationship. Business is just, doing business with somebody is just like dating. It's just like marrying them. You form an LLC with that person, you're getting a legal contract where you're connected. Now that person can come back and sue you later if they see you take that idea that y'all talked about together and it blows up. So just be real thoughtful about that and kind of protect your neck when you do this stuff. That's just my 2 cents on the issue. Do me a favor, if you could, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. Also, you can go to firstsharestock.com if you want to get some free information from the Black Business School. Later on, I'll come back in. I'm flying to Nevada tomorrow, but I'll pop in and talk about what happened in the stock market. There's some interesting stuff going on. Bitcoin's been going crazy, and there are a few stocks that I noticed that have done really well. Let's see. Somebody asked how much for mentorship. You know what? I do have a program called Black Keys to Greatness, and it's totally free. Actually, this is one that I just loved it so much that I just decided I didn't want anybody to have to pay for this. So I'm gonna give you the URL. It's blackkeystogreatness.com. I'm gonna put the URL on the screen so you guys can see it. And that's actually, and you want to sign up for that, because I'm gonna do a book club. And in the book club, we're gonna go through Powernomics chapter by chapter. That's gonna be the first thing I want to do, the first book I want to cover. And I decided to do that because I think Powernomics needs to be sort of, like household knowledge. Like every household in the Black community needs to know Powernomics, and we don't need to wait for white people to give us permission to do that. I think that we have the ability to have our own school systems by simply using things like the internet to allow us to scale and reach as many people as possible. So I am going to be your teacher, and we are going to go through Powernomics literally chapter by chapter, and I'm going to break it all down. So sign up for blackkeystogreatness.com. You don't have to pay. The lifetime membership was like $1,000, but you don't have to pay anything. You can join absolutely free, and it's for the whole community, for anybody that wants to learn. What am I doing in Nevada? King of Bakersfield. I'm hanging out with my woman. We're gonna go on the first leg of our honeymoon. We're doing a multi pronged honeymoon. We're doing something. We're gonna fly somewhere. I told her I want to do something on land. I want to drive across the country or something, and then I want to do something on the sea. Like I want to get on a boat and go somewhere. So our honeymoon is going to be over the course of a year, and we're going to also write a book together. I just want to do things that allow us to connect, as a couple, and I love it. I love thinking about it. I love sharing and talking about all the experiences that I'm having as a human being, because I want you to understand that when you're talking about things like building wealth and all that, the real goal is to find fulfillment, is to find your happiness, it's to find your bliss. Money is nothing but a tool to help you get there, right? And if you are happy, then it's easier to make money. Like it's easier to make money doing something you love with people you love than it is to make money doing something you hate, or just doing it just because of the money, and I know, what's really fascinating that I'm observing is how there are so many people who are so miserable and unhappy that they are literally, I guess, from what I've seen, I don't watch any videos about me, but it's really made a lot of people kind of start trolling, like, our relationship in a really funny way. And some of the stuff is hilarious, like the rumor that my wife really is secretly in love with Willie D. And I think I saw another one that said that she doesn't really care about me. It's because she waited a long time to marry me or something, when really I waited a long time to propose to her. Like we were friends for 25 years. We didn't even think about dating each other. But all of that really, to me, is symptomatic of the fact that most people just aren't happy. So really, my hope for you is not that you just go make a lot of money. I can show you how to do that. Like I know a lot about money. I studied it because I didn't have much growing up, and I wanted to learn how it works so that I could have some. That's, to me, that was common sense to me. I guess for some people it doesn't make sense. Like they think that they can get money and not understand money. How do you think you can make money and you have no financial literacy? I don't get that. Like you don't understand something, but you think you're gonna have it. Like I know nothing about hunting bears, and I don't have any bear skins on my wall. Like how would I expect to have that if I never learned how to hunt a bear, right? So basically it's like whatever you want to have, you go study it. Like I want to have a happy marriage with my wife, so I study my wife. I study the shit out of that woman. I know where I know every inch of her body. I know every inch of her mind. I know every inch of her soul. And she's not just my soulmate, she is my soul. We are connected on that deep of a level because I literally meditate on that woman to try to study and understand her so we can connect as much as possible. Same thing, and you can call it simping. I mean, people call that simping, but no, I call that love. I call that fulfillment. My children, I connect with my children the same way I study them. I watch their behavior. I listen to what they're saying. I meditate on all of my children. I meditate on my goals. So I really want you to kind of understand that success is not just a matter of doing something. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. Like when Michael Jordan or LeBron, when LeBron was trying to win his first championship, both of them, Jordan and LeBron, it was so hard for both of them. Like both of them had a really hard time, kind of getting over that hump. And it's like, it was interesting to me to watch them do that because they kept hitting one barrier after another. If anybody knows anything about basketball, with LeBron and Jordan, it was really hard for them to really get their groove in terms of winning championships. And you just have to damn near meditate on it. You got to sit back and think about the mistakes. You got to think about what went wrong. You got to deal with the pain of the disappointment. And something happens where over time, after you've just thought about it over and over and over again and really slept on it and meditated on it and literally like it's penetrated down to your subconscious mind, eventually you figure it out. And then finally, boom, the thing that used to be hard is suddenly easy. And that's what LeBron and Jordan had to do to get over that hump of becoming champions. And I believe that's what you may have to do to get over whatever hump you're dealing with. Your hump might be finding a way to make that first million. Your hump, because which seems impossible until you do it. Your hump might be finding a way to finally lose that weight and become a different person physically, right? Your hump might be finding that kind of relationship you want and really connecting with the person you want to connect with, right? But there's a way, but it just requires like almost super high level of focus and meditation on what it is you're trying to be. So I meditate on everything. I really do. And I think that that's one thing that helps me to really know who the hell I am, what I want, and what's going to make me happy. And when I tell you that I'm happy, I'm not pretending. I really am a truly happy fucking person. And when I'm not happy, I meditate on why I'm not happy and I figure out exactly what's wrong. And like a doctor who does an examination and goes in and sees what's in the body and takes it out, I do an x-ray on my spirit and I find the thing that I need to remove and I remove it. If I got to amputate something, I amputate. If I got to fix something or confront something, I confront it. But you got to learn how to do that stuff. So a lot of this is deeper than just, how do I buy a share of stock? Like all that's cool and good, but this is really bigger than money. This is your dreams. This is your life. So find your life. Find whatever it is you want to be. It's out there, but you got to go get it. And generally speaking, if you want to know what I think about what other people say about what I do or about me or whatever, I truly don't care. Like I literally feel like I'm literally soaring in heaven and I'm looking down at people who can't even get off the ground, and it just doesn't affect me. I'm not a person. I really feel like I'm a spirit in a lot of ways. I really want to tap into that, right? So I encourage you, like, become a spiritual person and then you'll succeed in everything that you want to do. Not religious, but spiritual. I think that's really beneficial to you. So I'm going to shut up now. I'm sounding kind of crazy and weird, but I hope that some of this makes sense to you. And I hope that piece of advice helps you to achieve your goal. And like I said, blackkeystogreatness.com. So if you sign up, you can sign up for free. And I'm going to start doing that Powernomics book club sort of thing. And we're gonna probably meet like every Sunday at 8 or something like that. I'll send you an invitation, and we're gonna literally go through Powernomics like piece by piece by piece until we learn it and understand it. And that's totally free. I'm not gonna charge you. You don't have to pay anything to be a part of that. All right, guys, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And I will see you guys soon. Please take care. Have a great day. Love you. Peace.